Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Have you ever been so convinced you were right about something, but everyone around you, especially those in power, told you that you were dangerously wrong? Today, we're rediving into one of history's most famous showdowns between science and authority, the trial of Galileo Galilei. Picture this. It's Rome, 1633. An old man, nearly 70, with failing eyesight from a lifetime of gazing at the stars, is brought before the most powerful institution of his time, the Roman Inquisition. This isn't just any old man. This is Galileo Galilei, a celebrated astronomer and physicist, the rock star of science in his day. And he's on trial for his life, or at least, for his freedom, his crime, championing a radical mind-bending idea that the Earth revolves around the Sun. Now, to us, this is basic knowledge. We learn it in elementary school. But in the 17th century, this was heresy. For over 1,000 years, the accepted truth, backed by the Church, was the Ptolemaic model, which placed a stationary Earth at the center of everything. The Sun, the Moon, the planets, the stars, they all revolved around us. It was neat, it was tidy, and it fit perfectly with the scriptures that suggested the Earth was fixed and unmoving. Galileo, armed with his newly improved telescope, saw things that challenged this worldview. He saw moons orbiting Jupiter, proving not everything orbited the Earth. He observed the phases of Venus, which only made sense if Venus circled the Sun, not the Earth. He saw sunspots, imperfections on a supposedly perfect celestial body. He wasn't just guessing, he was collecting evidence. In 1610, he published his findings in a book called The Starry Messenger, and it caused a sensation. But it also put him on a collision course with the Church. In 1616, the Inquisition officially declared the idea of a sun-centered universe, or heliocentrism, to be foolish and absurd in philosophy, and formally heretical. Galileo was warned not to hold, teach, or defend this idea in any way. He agreed, and for years he stayed relatively quiet on the matter. But a true scientist can't just ignore the evidence. In 1632, feeling a bit more secure under a new pope who was a personal acquaintance, Galileo published his masterpiece, Dialogue, concerning the two chief world systems. It was a brilliant book, written as a conversation between three characters. One argued for the traditional Earth-centered model, one for the Sun-centered model, and a third, neutral observer. The problem was, Galileo wrote the book in Italian, not Latin, so everyone could read it. And he made the character arguing for the Church's position, named Simplicio, which can mean simpleton look, well, pretty foolish. He put the Pope's own arguments into the mouth of this character. This was seen as a direct insult and a violation of the 1616 injunction. The hammer was about to fall. So, in 1633, he was summoned to Rome. The trial was less about scientific debate and more about obedience. Under threat of intense interrogation and possibly torture, the aged Galileo was cornered. He was shown the instruments of torture and reminded of his mortality. Faced with this immense pressure, he did what most of us would probably do. On June 22, 1633, kneeling in a formal ceremony, Galileo read a prepared statement renouncing his own work. He was found vehemently suspect of heresy and sentenced to house arrest for the rest of his life. Legend has it that, as he rose to his feet, he muttered under his breath, "I per si muove," and yet, it moves. It's a great story, though probably not true, but it perfectly captures the spirit of the moment. You can force a man to say something, but you can't force him to believe it. The truth of the cosmos doesn't bend to human decrees. Galileo spent his final years a prisoner in his own home, but he never stopped working. Blind and isolated, he wrote another one of his most important books, laying the groundwork for the science of mechanics. He died in 1642, the same year Isaac Newton was born. It wasn't until 1992, over 350 years later, that the Vatican formally acknowledged that Galileo was right, and the Church had erred in condemning him. Galileo's story is a powerful reminder that science is a process of discovery, and progress often means challenging our most cherished beliefs. It's a tale of courage, conflict, and the enduring power of a good idea. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this story as fascinating as I do, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into history. Let me know in the comments what you think about Galileo's trial. See you in the next video.